Hi, my name is Stephenson, and I am known as watercolor artiste in online circles and on social media. And I am the artist of midlifeartist.com. And welcome to my live stream. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome. And if you're not, you may have noticed I had a few new graphics that I'm trying out. I also tweaked some of my audio settings on my mic because I realized that it was coming in lower than everything else. So I'm hoping that it's coming across okay. I'm going to watch my chat windows to make sure that if I've got feedback on my audio, that I'll see it. Hopefully it's not too loud. I I went through and tried to make it so it was a little louder so you could actually hear me, but not be so loud that I'm in your ears, like too loud. So hopefully I didn't go the other direction. Oh, good. Thanks for joining in, Lisa, my sister-in-law, who I am collaborating with on tonight's artwork. And Crazy Bear for You, who's joined in as well, is on the chat over in Rumble. If you're on YouTube, feel free to chat away. I've got the chat box open as well, so I can see both. So welcome. Again, I did some new graphics tonight, and I did some rearranging on my OBS studio. So hopefully I have a little bit smoother, a little bit different, but nothing too bad. With some changes with my live stream. I had gotten a little tip from my son over the weekend who said I needed to do a little bit better with my videography. Of course, I've never, ever said that I was any good at it, but I have gotten to the point where I'm consistent and I have no excuse but to learn some better videography, get some better audio going, even if my equipment is limited. I should be able to learn some more of the features of my studio software that maybe could help me. And so that's what I did. I did some learnings in the audio settings, and I did an update on my graphics. Again, I'm going to go back. If you joined late and you missed my intro graphics, I think I'm going to go back to them just so you can see again. Uh, it was only like a 25-second graphic with music that I thought would be a little bit more upbeat and more visually pleasing. I don't know. So I appreciate feedback, even if it's a little critical. I'm learning, I'm trying to do better. So I'm going to go back and um, show you my intro here. So there, yep, those are my two graphic edits. Um, I think they're better than what I had. And again, my mic should be registering my voice a little better. Hopefully it's not too loud, but it should be something you can hear better. And and I arranged my windows in my OBS Studio software to um, maybe be more streamlined. So we shall see. how I'm doing here. I got my light a little bit on me tonight, but I can't get everything right, although I will continue to try. But as you know, when I start off my live streams, I also talk about any news and events or things like that if I have anything to report. And I do, because this week is pretty big. I just finished my application for the Dahlonega Arts and Wine Festival that's taking place on May 16th to 17th. The application fee had to be postmarked by March 6th. I'm getting my application in the mail officially tomorrow with my checks for the application fee, the booth fee, and all that stuff. It's juried, so I don't know if I'll get through, but I've got it. I sent my images to the email that's part of the instructions. That would be in the jury process. And they have received that, confirming receipt of the email. Now they're just they're waiting for the actual checks in the mail, and they will be in the mail starting tomorrow. And then I've decided I'm probably not going to do the Arts in the Park in Blue Ridge, only because it's also in May. It's also a good drive away, and it's 2 days. And I don't have enough money to do two big art festivals in 1 month, because the booth fee, I'm going to have to spend money on a place to stay overnight, for maybe even 2 nights, depending on the one. And I can't do that on a second one. It's not financially responsible at this point. So I'll try to find something else maybe to do later in the spring or early summer, to mark my second tent event for the year, because my goal is to do two art featuring or art centric festivals this year if I can get in. Um, and so at least I'll have 1 out of 2 down for sure. And I may just attend this one as a visitor, and I've done it once a couple years ago with my husband, um, and see how it is again, and maybe try another year when things are a little bit better. So I got that going. So it's official. I've got an application going out in the mail tomorrow. It's going to be official. I'm going to go for Dahlonega, and hopefully I can get into that one. If I do, I may have to purchase a new tent because I can't get a white cover for my existing tent, which is light gray. So I may have to buy another tent, which is also part of my expenses. So we will just go with that. Um, and one of the things that my son also told me, besides updating my graphics and intro, is to not be afraid to plug how to support me as an artist. And he knows that I'm not one of those that's super, salesy, because one, I don't like to be. Two, I'm not very good at it. And three, you know, no one comes here just to get sold to. So, I told him I had my little scroll at the bottom of my my live stream. He says, "Yeah, but that reminds me of the old school closings notification." And of course, in New England, those are frequent. And I started to laugh. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." It's true. It's like a snow cancellation scroller from the local news broadcasts up there. So I still kept it, so you can see how you can support me online. I also have a Cash App now. I decided to go ahead and make an account for that Cash App. I'm not exactly sure of everything that goes along with that, but if I don't know if you can do a donation to that or not, but if you can, or you do like a payment for a print or something, I do have the ability to do a Cash App, where my profile or my username is Midlife Artist, just like my website. So that's new as of today. So I've got a lot of things cooking, in addition to 3 pieces of artwork that are still in progress. And so without further ado, I am going to go ahead and get started. This painting, if you haven't joined before, is a 30-inch by 30-inch canvas, and it's an image I'm doing for um, my sister-in-law, who is an author. She's writing a novel called Resilient, so this image will be her cover art if I do it well. And I only will do it well if I can. And so I'm going to go ahead and get us started on that. You saw me last week working on the buildings. This week, tonight, I'm going to work on their face, their hair, their upper bodies. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, actually, I do need to. I got a new order here, so if I'm out of place, I apologize. I've got to get used to it. It's brand new as of tonight. But I wanted to share other ways that you can help support me as an artist, especially if you want me to get better graphics, better videography. I have to get better equipment, and I don't have money for that either. I'm trying to do my artwork and prioritize that in festivals that I meet face to face with customers. And so all that requires money. So the equipment here in the online studio is taking a back seat to that. But if you would like to donate, the Cash App is listed in the ticker going at the bottom, as well as the fact that I'm looking to um, get a few new items for the studio here. Um, I'm hoping to get a new easel. The easels that I've got are A-frame easels. They don't um, they don't do a full 90 degree. They angle. Um, and I'd like to have one that goes straight up and down, or it could also tilt. And the Meeden easels look like they do that. And I know Meeden is a good brand. So I have that on my art list. If I know it's one of my hot ticket items, so they're higher ticket. So I'm saving my pennies for it, but that's one of the things I'm looking forward to getting for the future. And then the other thing is I have that's the Launica website. The Chastity Artist Organization runs the Dahlonega Wine and Arts Festival, and their website here is here, and it shows that it's for art, for wine, and for jazz. And so hopefully I will be able to make it through the jury process. So yeah, so yeah, if you want to help me out, donate through Cash App, buy a print from my online store, and we can go from there. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. See, I've got my new scene set up where it shows both my palette cam and my camera here, all in one scene, instead of me trying to, you know, cut and paste the images. I've already got it all set up, so a little more streamlined tonight. So I'm grateful. Um, and so anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna work up here in this area of the painting on my characters in the foreground here. I'd like to get their faces sort of solidified. So yeah, so welcome. I hope everyone's having a good week, and I'm having a busy week myself. I gotta find my image I want to work from. Okay. Let's see here. I need to get some colors down. I got white already. I gotta get some reds. I've been working my palette here, if you can see, is a lot of blues. And that's because I've been working on my Amazon this week and over the weekend, which is getting very close to being finished. Very close. I would say I'm probably 80%, maybe more, done with the Amazon. So I'm hopeful. I gotta keep my windows open so I can see. There we go. There. I got my and when I'm ready, I will take my palette cam down so you can see um, around the art studio tonight, like I usually do. I'm putting down some cadmium red light, some permanent crimson, just to get some reds down. Also, I'm putting out some yellow. So yeah. So how's everyone's week going? Everyone have an okay week? Looking forward to the weekend. I think we're supposed to get rain tonight up here in northwest Georgia. Our weather said we might even get a passing thunderstorm. I'm kind of surprised at that. Let's see here. All right, I want to get some of this defined. Let's work on that. I am going to get some of this going. Let's see. The other painting I'm working on in the background on my work in progress is my 18 by 24, which is an anonymous pilgrim, robed pilgrim, uh, passing along a dark forest with a lamplight. And it's a play on the scripture from Psalm, that thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. And so that's one I'm also working on. It's not as complicated as this or the Amazon, so I expect I will finish it in short time frame, shorter than what I had been working on with the Amazon and Resilient here. I'm making some colors that are skin value tones here, just to kind of get some color down. You may not stay these colors. And then I also have to get my gal kit open. Yeah, definitely looking forward to the weekend. I swear, the weekends go by so fast, I have to say. So, okay, my gal kit is my fast drying medium, if you're not familiar. Let's see here. There it is. Gal kit. So if you try oil painting, gal kit is a fast drying medium. It helps paint dry faster, so you don't have to wait as long. Let's see here. I think I use one of my filberts. Filberts are my favorite shaped paintbrush. Let's see what this looks like on the canvas. I may have to adjust. So yeah, I getting down to the deadlines for those art festivals, and I have to say I've been a little nervous about that Blue Ridge one, and then I thought about it in practical terms. Yeah, I'm okay with going for the Gusto, but then I realized that these are in the same month. I don't make extra money. I'm salaried in my day job, so I have to make sure that I'm not doing too many expenses in any one month unless I've got some other additional income coming from somewhere. So, and both of those would require me staying in a hotel overnight, and I can only do that once in a month. And that's providing I can find a decent hotel. So yeah, let's see here. That's reasonably priced, that is. And I've never been to Dahlonega that I know of, so that's going to be new for me. I think it's about an hour and a half away from my home, and it's a 2-day event. So I'm just kind of getting some regular skin tones going here. I'm going to come in with some darks and really define those eyes. Now, Lisa, did you release your short story, Glass Lake, which is that's a short story you did that I did a watercolor for you for? And I thought I saw that you had mentioned it online, but I can't remember if you had a link to it. So if you have that published already, why don't you share the link in the comments, if you're wanting to, that is, of the chat for anyone who might be interested um, in looking up your short story. This is the ear. All right, so that's a start. Congratulations on selling some of the short story. Yeah, so please do share the link in the chat. Send it to me also in a private message so I can share it on my social media platforms, that the ones that you're not on. I would like to share that link out, and it'll give me an opportunity to also share the artwork out again. So yeah, so if you can send me a private message link to it, I will make sure I share it out, because that's just cool. You know, it's cool. I will have to. I don't think I've had a chance to look at it myself. So now I've read the short story because that was part of the process for me in learning learning what you needed for an image. So I already know what it's about. But yeah, and Resilient, you're doing a rewrite. You originally wrote it a couple years ago, but in that time frame, you have decided that you needed to make some changes as you've returned to writing. And so now you're doing a rewrite, which is neat. Do you know when you think you might be done with it? The rewrite of Resilient, which is what this image is for. I'm trying to get the eyes in. The one thing you want to stress to readers is how important reviews are for indie authors. It has 3 reviews, but the more the better for populating in searches. Ah, good to know. Good to know. Okay, so you're working on it and you think you'll be done by April Fools. All right, and that's no joke. No joke. I really need my folder here. Now this comes over here. I'm watching where the eye is. I'm just trying to get the eye placed. Here. And there's the nose. Now it comes down here. I always struggle with the nose. So always a struggle with the nose. And again, I shouldn't really worry about this too much because I can paint over. Hi, Artisan. How are you? How you doing tonight? I'm just trying to get this all placed. Doing all right. Very good. Very good. If you're just joining, you missed some of my new graphics that I opened up with, but that's okay. You can probably catch it later. But yeah, I did some new graphics. I got my audio a little bit adjusted better now for because I know that in past streams when I watched the replay and stuff that my personal audio mic was a little less robust than other things that had sound. And so I learned about adjusting audio through some YouTube videos. I think I've succeeded. Seems very cartoonish at the moment. I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm gonna put some color into this. Because I think that's what I need to do. Put some color into this. Yeah. I saw that you shared your fish painting. Is that the one that you started last week, Zin? That you were talking about starting, or is that a different one altogether? This has got some weird shadows going on, so some weird shadows going on because of the light is a unique light source. Let's see here. Oh, the airplane. That's right, the airplane. Okay. Have you gotten far along on that one? Have you shared that yet? I don't think I've seen it if you have. Oh. I will definitely have to. I think what I have to do with this is bring in some of the lights again. Because right now it's looking a little cartoonish, which I'm not happy about. But then again, this is just getting started on her face, so I shouldn't really worry about it. I think I need to come back in with this color and run this through. Oh yeah, I still have, even though I've upgraded some graphics with my intro to the live stream, and I've managed to, I think, improve my audio a little bit. I still need to look into, maybe some background music when it comes to when I stop talking. I start to focus on something and I'm like, oh, I gotta keep talking. I'm on a live stream. People are gonna get bored. They're probably bored already. Yeah, I hadn't touched this one since last Wednesday. So I wanted to save it for tonight. Oh, thank you, Artisan. Yeah, the sky is it's definitely a different feel than anything I've done so far. Um, and also, I don't do a lot of background, I mean, like landscape type stuff. So I'm actually in a couple of paintings here, my Amazon, this one that has, you know, kind of a landscapey, well, this one's more of a cityscape, really. Whereas the Amazon one is definitely landscape, and I have to say it's a little unnerving to do these because I I don't have a lot of background with cityscapes and landscapes and stuff like that. Painting flowers like in the Amazon, that's new. So I'm kind of in strange territory, I guess, for myself. Uh, and so I get a little nervous trying to do a lighter color. You can see, yeah, you can see it. You can see my palette cam. I got more streamlined OBS Studio. I feel good about that. So yeah. Okay, see, that's better. I just have to bring in some of these lights. Feel better about it. I definitely got the nose in the wrong place. Pretty sure. Frickin' noses. I have to say, they get me every time. I end up painting noses like 2 or 3 times. Part of it is I should get the Frosty knows what it's called, but the stick that helps hold your hand steady so you're not putting your hand on the wet canvas and smudging it. I forget what that stick's called. There's a specific term for it, I guess. And I have one. I guess I'm lazy about getting it. It is good, but it's still scary. Still scary. I think I'm gonna do what it's gonna, people are gonna go, what the heck is she doing? I'm gonna take that nose right out because it's obviously in the wrong place. I've already put some darks down and it's smudging. And because it's wet, I can get rid of the paint and reveal the underside. So I'm gonna get rid of what I did and come in and do it again. You know, a lot of people think, oh, it's paint. You can't, once it's down, it's you can't change it. But that is not true. That is not true. That's why I still have to sometimes convince myself that it's okay to make mistakes. Because, you know, right there, I'm going to use a little bit of red. So her tip of her nose is up around here at the cheek level. So I'm going to try to get that blocked in here. And that's where her nose is coming down here. And then this part right here, that's down here. So yeah, I'm just blocking in. It has really no good shape at the moment. It's very wet. And then just a little bit of lip here. A little bit of lip here. And I'll have to work on getting, this is a weird angle for the face. weird angle for the face. So yeah. And yes, Crazy Bear, why don't you come on in here and hum in the background? I'll take you up on that. He would too. He would. He would. He would. He's that way. A little comic relief for my viewers. And courtesy of my husband unit. Yeah, yeah, you heard me, Crazy Bear. You heard me. Nice try. So yeah, a lot going on this week with those deadlines. And then, of course, I'm painting, which I'm trying to do a lot more than just Wednesday nights. Um, so yeah, get the edge of this hair. Sometimes I don't know where I should pick up or take off from on a painting, so I pick a spot and feels like it's all off. But okay. This is the very beginning of this painting, even though it's the whole canvas is covered in paint. It's all just a block in. It's not close to finish. So yeah, I'm trying to get things blocked in. There's some dark hair here. Dark hair here. But yeah, I think I might have to have Crazy Bear do a palette check for me on some of this. That's always a helpful exercise, I have to say. All right, where's my little stick? I need my stick. My stick. That'll help me with keeping my hand steady and out of the paint. Sometimes that solvent is still too much on the brush and I have to blot it on my I'm not very proud of this right now because it's still just a mess. So I'm a little leery of doing the whole palette cam thing. Maybe I'll start working on this one too. This has got some rouge to it. Rouge here. I guess I didn't do my tonal values as good as I could have with this, with the faces at least. That's okay. So yeah. There's a lot of red here. Yeah. Kind of in shadow area. And of course, I'm using the same size brush for everything. That could be part of my problem too. That could be part of my problem too. Yes. Yes, there's always that part in the middle of the painting. That is for sure. Let's see here. There's some bright areas here. There's a bright area here. Right up to the corner where the nose comes down. Let's see. Blot some of that. Definitely got some areas in half light here. Yeah, nothing like painting a nose over a couple of times. I anticipate that will probably be my case here. There's a bright spot there. Bright spot here. Down here. Yep. All right. I'm gonna do them I don't want to do because it looks awful at the moment, but figure I'll zoom in so you can see the faces and how blocky they're coming out and cartoonish at the moment. See, there's that one. it's too wet for me to kind of keep working with. So that's why I moved over to this one, which is, I'm just getting mid-tones and brights. I'm gonna move to darks here in a minute. But yeah, yeah. It's okay, Stephanie. You can paint over it. Don't beat yourself up. I have to tell myself that. Don't beat yourself up. You're still blocking it in. Just it's like how many times do I have to paint this before I get it right? You know? And it's like, oh man. Let's see here. Not so I want pure white. I need a little bit. That's too dark now. There we go. Not pure white. I appreciate the vote of confidence, Lisa, but it is looking pretty rough at the moment, I have to say. It's very odd lighting, and I guess maybe that's throwing me off a little bit. Okay, though. Okay, I'll get there. I'll get there. This is me psyching myself up. I'll get there. There's a spot here on the nose, this part of the nose. Yes, come in here and start humming Eye of the Tiger. That'll pump me right up. He's here to bump me up. Right? Isn't that how it goes? Here he comes. I can hear him. That's right. Those who don't come to my live stream miss out on comedy night. That's really what it is. Is he chickening out? He might be chickening out. Are you chickening out? Yeah. He did, toady woady. Don't make me laugh. I'll really screw this up. Yeah. Over here is a very thin eyebrow. Very thin. In fact, I probably did that a little too dark. Definitely got smudging going on here. Sometimes. This comes down. Then this has, that's a lip, the upper lip. And this is the lower lip. Makes it look like she's smiling, but she really isn't smiling. Okay though, I will get it right. That eye is way too big. It's okay. Eye of the tiger. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to fix these faces. Feel like tonight's not working out for me tonight. You know, I'll get it right. I always do. It just takes me a couple of times. Takes me a little bit, but I'll get there. Get some of this hair in. That will help, I think. Maybe what I'm doing is acting too fast to try to get the details done when I really should be just blocking in the features of the face. That's probably what's wrong with me tonight. I'm trying to jump ahead and it's not working out like I want. Now, this comes up high. But yeah, I'll show you where my Amazon is too. I'll show you what I got to finish on that one. Yeah, definitely a hard line of dark shadow on this hair right here. So that, if I darken that, that'll make me feel like I made some progress. Strange, I know, but Amazing what a few dark lines will do. We found that out last week when I did work on the outfits a little bit. I was a little more confident with those. I think when I get to faces, I tend to think I'm proficient. Efficient. Let's see here. She looks better than this one does. I definitely need to let that dry and rework that face yet again. And that's okay. All right, I'll get here. Yes. Yep. Let me show you with my palette cam. Let's see here. I gotta go to my new. That. Show you how things are looking on the other paintings. So there is my lamp in the darkness, and you can see I've just got broad strokes of paint right now. I don't have a lot of detail, just trying to capture the light in the landscape. And then all the detail really is going to be in here with the vegetation, rocks, and this is clearly a wet pathway because there's a little bit of blue, and there's going to be vegetation over here, and these are big rocks and such. And this is a lamp. I haven't painted it in yet, but that is my 18 by 24, and then sitting below it is my Amazon. And I worked on this area, this vegetation yesterday. And then I've been working on her outfit and her muscles, her hair. Her outfit's darker than it was, if you remember correctly. I also worked a little bit in this background area. I got to do some fixing in the trees, but she's almost done. I got to do some tweaks and stuff, but those are the other two. You can see Ron hasn't touched his since last week, but that's okay. He's going to get to it because I'm going to hound him like a squeaky wheel. But yeah, you can see definitely this eye's too big and this is too cartoonish right now. So, and you can see how it got a glare on it. It's very wet. So, but the hair's coming out okay. So yeah, it's just you can see that's my reference. So you see I got funky colors going on there, funky lighting. So it's kind of catching me up, I think. So, okay, I'll get there. Let's see here, we'll get palette cam back up to where it's supposed to be. Palette cam activated. All right. Yeah. And then I gotta get back to size. Go back to my 2 view. There we go. See? See how more streamlined that is? That's so cool. I got some helpful tips for OBS Studio scenes and sources and things like that. Um, help me with the streamlining it. Definitely got to fix that. That's driving me insane. I got to move on to something different. It's going to drive me to drink. Let's see here. Let's do this nice and dark. And then the dress. Okay. So yeah, I think I may have to work on this some more this week as well. Not wait for Wednesday. I think I'm going to try to go ahead and get my Amazon finished though before I get too involved in this one, because the Amazon needs to get done. So, and as if I remember correctly, Lisa doesn't need this until April. So I have time. I don't need to be rushing. I'm pretty sure I'll get it done before April though, the rate I'm going. So over here is the dress. Comes out this way. And then she's got kind of like her armpit areas here. I'm blocking it in here. I hate it when I have too much Alvin coming out. That's not good. Need it. A little bit of blue. Darken this up. Very dark between them. And then this is where the arm comes up. So I'm just defining some of these areas. This. Just that. Let's see here. I'm not using the right size brush. tell you that right now. Not for broad areas. I need to pick a larger brush. I think I stick with a smaller brush sometimes because I'm a little scared to go uh, bigger and make too big of a brush stroke. So I tend to allow my brushes to represent my fear factor. I'm not careful. I swear, Lisa, this will look good when I'm done. It is still too early. Let's see here. I think what I will do is some of this is too wet still. Too wet. Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. So I don't feel bad, artisan. I've been using this number 4 filbert and trying to do lots of broad strokes, and that's not helping me out any. Uh, there's actually some dark areas here up against a hard shadow edge in this reference photo. So again, I'm using a small brush. I should be using a slightly bigger brush. But already you can see that shoulder's kind of popping out, isn't it? There's a there is a darker area here up against the lighter area. And under there is a shoulder blade. Shoulder blade is coming out here. It's amazing how the arms are okay. The arms are looking okay. That comes over. You can see I'm holding the brush at least not like a pencil. Up here, there's definitely this is the front of that shoulder, and that has a decent shadow, mid-tone shadow. And that shoulder's kind of popping right up, isn't it? Let's see here. There is a orangey to it. There's a bright spot on the front of that shoulder. I'm trying to get a nice brighter color, but not white. And right here is a touch of light. And then there's this down. That. All right. Trying to keep with color, but I need to keep my tonal values. Yeah, I definitely need to work those faces better. And I think when I'm not doing it under a live stream pressure is probably the best time to do those. Because I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken. All right. Let me back this out here. Let's see, camcorder painting view. I gotta adjust this. Oh, I'll try to get it so you can see the whole painting kind of in its context. So yeah, those arms are coming forward better. Like I said, the faces I gotta work, and I can maybe work more on the outfit. So I don't think this week, when I'm working on this one, I'm going to be working on them, and then I'll come back and put more detail into the buildings. The buildings are secondary to them, but that has to be complete, contextually, as well as, a nice finished piece. So, and I need to do some more touch-ups in the sky. Yeah, I could. Live streams are definitely wrought with issues if you're unsure yourself, which I am. But At the same time, if I do a video, I get caught up in editing, I'll never get it published. So I guess I'm kind of doing both. But that is what that one looks like. Let me go back to palette cam real quick. I've learned how to crop better my stuff. But yeah, so you can see how the sky looks compared to the sunset in the background. The buildings have a nice blocking in of values, but not detail. I will change this firearm at the author's request. Hello, little Miss Daisy. Hello. I'm working on this one tonight. I'm also, I got the idea of buildings here in the sunlight. And so yeah, those will need details, but I'm going to work on the ladies in the foreground some more. And like I said, I need to get a different gun for the author's request and get this area defined as well. So yeah, definitely work on the faces, but totally embarrassed by myself right now. So that's okay. I can paint over them. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Rating my live stream. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you came. I was just showing the painting I have been working on tonight. And it's, oops, I got to get that one fixed as well. Camcorder painting view. I swore I had this all figured out, and then I didn't. So I am not a videographer of any import, but that's okay. I get by. I get by. There's my. But yeah, so I was working on their faces. I think she's more successful than this one. This one's got a lot of different colors and tonal values that are very extreme, so it's throwing me off. Let me move that a little bit more. You can see it. There we go. So yeah, that's definitely a challenge. Everything's a challenge. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and rating the chat. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, this is for those that are just joining in the chat, this image is a cover art for author Lisa Stephenson's book, her novel called Resilient. She's in the chat. And she posted a link to a short story that I also did cover art for in the chat as well. So if you're interested in a nice short story, check that out. It's further up in the chat. And this will be for her novel called Resilient. I can't talk about the plot too much because I don't want to give it away, but you can tell it's obviously about a couple of women, and one's a little more flashy than the other. So there's some personality there going on. But yeah, I started off with a single color and subtractive drawing techniques, and then I blocked in color and tonal values. And I'm slowly bringing in detail a little at a time. So yeah, that's where it's at. So yeah, so thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. I actually am rounding down my live stream tonight. I go from weekly Wednesday nights. I go from 8 o'clock to 9:30 on Wednesday nights, and I paint I got 3 paintings going on. So if you're just joining, you want to see the other paintings, I can show you real quick the other 2. Since you're here, I will show you the other 2 with my palette cam. And that way, because the palette cam really can do that. So, oops. There you go. You can see that's my Amazon painting. I'm working on that. That one's almost done. That's a 30-inch by 30-inch. I've got a 18 by 24 painting that's in progress as well. That's my husband's painting to the left, the thumb. He's a surrealist. And so I got those paintings going on, as well as the one that I've been working on tonight, which is Resilient. So you can see. And this is also a 30-inch by 30-inch. So those are the ones that I'm working on. But yeah, I thought I'd share those with you since you dropped in and said hello. I appreciate that very much. And you're more than welcome to join me again next week on Wednesday, because that's when I usually do this, is Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, and I go to 9:30. I don't go over, because I don't believe in going over if I can help it. So let's see. There I am. Okay. Well, oh, thank you, little Miss Daisy. Thank you. Yeah, make sure that you, here's how you can connect with me if you're interested in following along, even if you can't come in on live stream on Wednesdays. You can connect with me on these different ways. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, Rumble, and Truth Social. And I also have my website, midlifeartist.com. And I have a shop there for prints. Now, all the works that I showed you tonight are still in progress, so they're not for sale yet, nor are there available prints, but they will be available once they're complete. But if you want to check out my other work, feel free to scan the QR code from midlifeartist.com, and you can see all my other previous work. So yeah. I'm excited to be painting in a collaboration with author Lisa Stephenson. This is the second cover artwork I've done for her. I did a cover artwork for her called Glass Lake for her short story. So, but thank you. Thank you for joining and for rating the chat. And thank you everybody for joining in tonight. I am grateful, and connect with me if you want to follow along. Otherwise, check in again next Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I go till 9:30, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday and clear sailing into a nice weekend. So I hope everyone has a good night. And again, thanks a lot for your support and for joining me.